Welcome to the vlog. Welcome to the vlog. Welcome to No Boring Days. A few days ago, I asked people on YouTube and my newsletter if they could.
Daddy, don't sit there. It's really dirty.
Welcome to the vlog. Welcome to No Boring Days. A few days ago, I asked people on YouTube and my Villa newsletter if they could send me questions for an Ask Me Anything episode. So here it is. But first, we gotta go somewhere.
Back.
Yeah.
You got the bags?
Yes, I do. I'm carrying like one.
You can do it. You can do it. You don't need my help.
Oh yeah, this side of that. Take off your mask.
1, 2, 3.
Lose me minutes.
My second time here.
Are you guys excited?
I'm excited.
Halloween latte. Okay, first question on the Ask Me Anything. This is from Michael. What's the best advice you can give to someone getting back to cycling after an accident that sidelined them for a while? I know Michael, and he crashed and I think he broke his arm or something. I'm not sure, I forgot, but he's been sidelined, and I think the best advice I can give is just not to put too much pressure on yourself with certain fitness goals. You know, just get out there on the bike, just try to have fun, look for reasons to just enjoy cycling. You know, and there's no sense putting too much pressure on yourself, especially if you're coming from an injury. Like I know that like after a long layoff from the bike, I don't have any expectations into how strong I am as a cyclist. So I just go out and bike and just look for the fun. If you can find the fun, then you can get on the bike a lot, and you'll just naturally get stronger and get back to it. So here's another question. It's from Louis. Hi Carlo, I'm just curious what motivates you to ride on your bike, especially during those down days. Sometimes athletes, they don't feel like doing it. He's not an athlete, but sometimes there's a lack of motivation. Sometimes he blames the weather, his hectic schedule, just making excuses. So what is your motivation to get on your bike? And then I've kind of thought about this and I've changed my mind a little bit on motivation and discipline. It used to be that if it wasn't something that I enjoyed, I found very little motivation to do it. So things like running, lifting weights, or any other sort of exercise that is not basketball or cycling, I do not do because I am just not motivated to do it. But I realized that when I was cycling, and then, you know, I have a training plan, I need to go out a set number of hours, I have certain things that I want to achieve on the bike fitness-wise. There were a lot of days where I was not motivated to go out, and I don't know, man. Like there's a portion of it that is like you just kind of have to be disciplined when you go out. You just have to be, you know. Like if I wasn't disciplined, then there would be days that, especially like the waking up part and getting out of bed, that is the most difficult part for me. But once I'm on the bike and once I am spinning my wheels, it's a lot easier. So really, I'm not answering your question, but I think there's a level of discipline that is needed to get on your bike often. So another question from YouTube. This is from the Filipino Knight. What does your non-cycling career look like? It looks exactly like this. Basically, exactly what she's doing. A lot of time in front of the computer. Social media work. First in the plane. Hi, Mike.
Sup?
So I'm in Singapore with the fam. We're here to visit my sister.
Yeah, I think it's fine. I think I'm really smart. Don't mind me. If I get water in my mouth right now and think of that, I'm just spitting out.
So just going back to the Ask Me Anything, let's get to a few questions from the YouTube post. From Ray, when can he get his giveaway? Sometimes we have giveaways if you join the Villain newsletter. That's when we have giveaways. From Cheesevar, I don't understand this, but how many teeth are you using going uphill and your crank teeth too? Thank you. I'm using a GRX 4630 in the front and 1142 in the back. From Derek Carlos, do you use power meter or just cadence sensor right now? Just a cadence sensor. I have not yet tried a power meter. In fact, the cadence sensor is very new. As of this video, I've only tried it twice. From Enzo again, are there any plans for doing another round Cebu? Would love to join. Check out the Audax schedule by it's pretty much the same more or less distance as around Cebu, and you'll get a lot more people to go with you. There is an Audax Cebu. So I suggest you do that instead of around Cebu, so at least you can go with a bunch of people. Here's a question from the Freddy G. I'm joining a gravel race this November 27. It's my first. It's a 50-kilometer route. I'm an average Joe weekend rider. 3 times HIIT, 2 times indoor bike kinda guy. Sounds like a lot of exercise if you ask me. I have never tried supplements for biking like gels or mixes. I've been eating banana and Fit Bar and Gatorade for my training rides. After a 30-kilometer ride with an average of 500 meters to 550 meters elevation gain, I tend to cramp up. Do I have to shift to endurance-specific supplements? So I cramped up in my UCI Gravel Worlds race, and I started reading up about cramping. And contrary to popular belief, lack of electrolytes is not necessarily... I'm joking on a Dorito. Is not necessarily the cause of cramps. It may be part of the cause, but they did a bunch of like tests or experiments or whatever, and apparently there's no real correlation. I suspect it might either be a fit issue or more likely you're just not used to using your muscles and that duration and then that intensity. That's possible. I think that's what happened to me. Should you use gels or supplements? You could. It really depends. Everybody's body is different. I tend to use the gels and supplements really as a source of fuel and because they are easy to eat while on a bike ride, especially if you are trying to go fast. The gels in particular, you just pull and then you can just slurp it in, or even the Badass carbohydrate drink. I really like those. Those make it very easy for me to keep track of my carbohydrate intake. Here's a question from Stevie76. Do you remember the first time you rode a bike without training wheels? How old were you? I do not remember the first time. I remember that my dad gave me a bike and I think there was a little driveway and then I just biked around the driveway. But when I was growing up, I lived in this village that was flat and I biked all the time. When I was like grade school and high school, I biked around the village all the time. That was the most biking I ever did, but I never biked outside the village. Well, there was this one time, but never biked outside the village until I was a full-fledged adult. Here's a question by Shopao Sauce. Best and worst part of being a cycling YouTuber? Question mark. And a new cycling related activity you'd like to try and learn. So best and worst part of being a cycling YouTuber. The best part really is just meeting people who watch the videos. The first time that happened to me, it was pretty amazing. It felt really good. And I'm just super happy that people like watching the videos. The worst part is, it's a grind. It's just like anything else. I treat it as a job almost, right? Because in order for me to be consistent, I have to have a level of seriousness towards making videos. And sometimes it can be a grind. So, it's not too bad to be honest, but if I had to choose the worst part, that might be the worst part. Because making YouTube videos is actually pretty fun, but it is really tiring. Second part of his question was, new cycling related activity you'd like to try and learn. I would like to try cyclocross. That would be fun, like a proper cyclocross race. Here's a question from Poggy Super Cutie. Notice that Lilay hasn't been in a lot of your vids lately, so is the crew in general. How come? Also wanted to ask how you guys met and how you guys hang outside of riding, regard to the crew. Well, Lilay in particular, when she started riding a lot, that was because in the pandemic, they were not allowed to do mountain climbing, wall climbing. What does she do? She does some sort of climbing. And now that they are allowed doing it, that is what she does most weekends. And the crew lately, just life has happened. So people have been busy. But we're slowly getting back to it, I think. I am pretty sure I'm going to be able to drag some of them to an Audax or two. So I'm hoping to ride with them more often soon. Okay, now lastly, we have a question from Rain Motok and Chino. More or less, what is your dream bike? I don't really have a dream bike. And, I don't know. Customized steel light bike. That'd be pretty cool. But anyway, and bike reveal. What bike are you planning to buy? I'll use the bike in the next video.
Can someone turn on the aircon in that room?
What?
You wait na lang for mom and dad.
Wait.
There's a remote there.